Sunfire Silk and Arcanoweave tailoring cooldown bolt builds. This is potentially looking a lot better for gold making than ever before. We will take a bit of a history lesson with this build and see why it's looking so promising in Midnight and exactly what I would do to make gold with it. But first, a quick blast through the profession setup. Grab all your knowledge, see my tailoring profession video if you want a full guide on this, but profession treasures, first time crafts, weekly treasures, patron orders, all that sort of stuff, you're going to need that knowledge here. Profession skill wise, you don't have to worry about it at all. At the time of recording, Arcanoweave and Sunfire Silk bolts can take you all the way to 100 profession skill. Now you'll need to get to around 50 skill anyway to unlock all your first time crafts from the trainers, but besides that you'll get the rest with no effort or no cost to yourself. Profession gear wise, stack, multicraft, multicraft tool, multicraft enchant. You can upgrade as much as you want, you will make more gold, but it's also going to cost you a lot at the start as well. If you are serious about upgrading an alt army running this build, then personally I would get an engineer that can craft the profession tool. That way you can do it yourself and use concentration and cheaper materials and slowly do your account over time. This will be significantly cheaper on you. Same with the multicraft enchants, just set up an enchanting concentration character and do it yourself. Knowledge setup. So I would basically do this in 3 phases. So phase 1, nimble needlework, and I'm going to go 5, 15, 20 on either side, depending on which cooldown bolts you want. This is going to increase the amount of bolts we get, and it's going to reduce the cooldown. So basically this is going to make it so we get the most amount of possible cooldown crafts. After this is done, I'd put 25 points in creative efficiency. You don't really need the last 5 points at this point. This is just going to massively boost your multicraft. So this is 60 knowledge points spent so far. You should be able to get this pretty quickly. Personally, I would then put 15 more points into nimble needlework so that you can unlock the other set of cooldown bolts, and then you're going to go 15, 20 like you've done to mirror the opposite side. So doing it this way, we've unlocked both sets of cooldown bolts and we have our multicraft stacked pretty much as high as we can get it. Now, some people would probably prefer to push towards the rank 2 crafting on one sort of profession bolt rather than unlocking the second one. So firstly, you're not wasting that many points doing it this way to unlock the second set of cooldown crafts. You need to cap nimble needlework anyway to get to the rank 2 crafting, so you've only spent 35 more knowledge points to unlock the other side of the tree. Secondly, it's going to take so damn long to get to rank 2 crafting. Personally, I'd rather spend the extra 35 knowledge points to unlock the second set of cooldowns and be making twice as much gold on my way to rank 2 crafting and just get there a few weeks later. Especially as this gold will be coming at the start of the expansion when everything is usually much better as well. But that choice is up to you, basically. Something I always like to point out here is that this can also just be your endgame. You don't have to push to rank 2 crafting as it's a lot of effort to get there. If you want, you can just stay here, use your cooldowns, use your concentration, print gold, no more weekly treasures, patron orders, etc. Just use this to make gold. But that's completely up to you. Push to rank 2, stay here, however you want to do it. Now, before we look at this properly, just a quick advert for the Gold Making Community Discord. Lots of free Midnight profession guides hosted on there. If that's helpful to you, a link to join is in the description below. So let's have a look at the bolts then. You can see here, this is the Duskweave bolt from the WoW Within. It's used in 4 crafted epics, a spell thread, an embellishment, a bag, 8 total crafts. The Dawnweave bolt from the WoW Within is pretty much identical. Now, if we switch over to the Midnight version's Arcanoweave bolt here, we have 29 crafts in total. That's nearly 4 times as many. 9 epic crafts, 3 bits of rare and epic profession gear. That stuff is fine, but it's one-off crafts. This is where it gets interesting. We have a spell thread and an embellishment like in the WoW Within, but we also have some enchants using these up as well. This is great as not only do we have more things to craft, but these are things that get replaced regularly. So these kinds of recipes are constantly using up and buying bolts from the auction house. Exactly what we want, not just more demand, but more consistent demand. So we already have much more demand than previously, but what piqued my interest was the fact that we now have several decor and transmog recipes using these bolts. Now I imagine most people watching this video will be right at the start of Midnight, and these sorts of crafts will probably not interest you. That's fair enough. What we talked about already is great for the start of the expansion. Some of this transmog and decor might look okay at the start, but that's not where its strength lies. What we have here is built-in long-term gold making. Decor and transmog are both evergreen items. They will have more demand when they first release, but the demand for these will never go away. 10 years from now, these will still be selling on the auction house. This is why I found this much more interesting this time. Yes, we have much more demand this time. We just generally have a lot more crafts and enchants as well, all great stuff. But what we have here is a way to make gold. Concentration wise, I've been renowned in the past for saying use your concentration on spell threads, etc. I don't think using your concentrations on the bolts yourself is terrible this time, simply because I know how needed they are, especially for the profession gear crafts. Even with concentration crafters, can't produce these at rank 5 without the rank 2 bolts that you're going to be producing, so they can't bypass buying what you're producing. And in addition to that, you know it's going to be a very long time before people can produce these bolts without concentration, so hopefully some decent profit margins. Overall, I'm really happy with how this is looking in Midnight. Both of the new cooldown bolts have nearly 4 times as many crafts than we had in the War Within, which is great. We now have more repeated uses for them, creating more consistent demand, and we have evergreen uses from them as well with the decor and transmog. I'm not saying this is going to be insane at the start of Midnight, but I have a lot more hopes for it than I did for the same build going into last expansion. If this video helped, please leave it a like and let me know in the comments below, are you going to be running this build in Midnight?